If you're not following me on Instagram, please do follow, because we are uploading many behind the scene pictures and videos there.
Hit that subscribe button and bell icon so you never miss an update from Neela Bakure Tutorials.
In the previous part, we talked about certain terms which are related with this chapter, that is human health and diseases. And we also talked about some basic ways of classifying diseases. Now, what we want to do further is we will take certain terms and discuss those terms in detail. For example, we will be talking about one term which is called etiology. Etiology basically means causes of diseases. What are those causes? So there are 5 primary causes. Which are responsible for these diseases. So let us take these causes and which diseases are caused by that particular factor. So first is biological infective agents. Now, when we say biological infective agents and they are responsible for causing the diseases, so which are those agents? Under this, we will take bacteria, viruses, fungi, helminth, and protozoans. So these are the biological agents which are responsible for causing diseases. So this becomes our first cause, that is the biological agents which are responsible for causing diseases. The second is physical. Physical agents which are responsible for causing diseases. Now, under physical agents, they can be like heat. I'm sure you have heard of heat stroke or sunstroke. So heat causes sun or heat stroke. Cold, extreme cold causes frostbite. These are physical agents like temperature, too high temperature, too low temperature. Then there can be sound. Sound also causes problems. There can be loss of hearing because of high intensity sound. Radiations. We know radiations can cause various kinds of mutations. So these are all physical agents which are responsible for causing diseases. The third is chemical. Chemical agents. Now these chemical agents can be of two origins. They can be endogenous or exogenous. Endogenous means these chemicals are produced inside the body or inside the organism, and those chemicals are responsible for causing diseases. These are internal things inside the body of the organism. So here we can write inside the body. And the other chemicals which are exogenous, that means they're outside the body, or that is in the atmosphere or in the surrounding, but are responsible for causing diseases. So these are outside the body, but they are responsible for causing diseases. Now, if we talk about some chemicals which are produced inside the body, and if those chemicals are produced in too much of quantity or too less of quantity, then that can result into problems. Say for example, there is more of uric acid. Uric acid is produced when nitrogenous bases are broken down. Urea is also the nitrogenous base. So if there is more uric acid, then that results into complications. More urea, we know it causes uremia when there is more urea in the blood. Then there are hormones. These are chemicals, and we know there are conditions or diseases which are associated with hyposecretion and hypersecretion of these hormones. So here hypo and hyper, both conditions result into diseases or disorders. These chemicals are produced inside the body, but if they are not produced in their normal quantity, then that results into disease. So chemicals can also be the agents which cause diseases, and these are the ones which are produced inside the body. Exogenous means there are chemicals which are outside. Now, when you talk about outside chemicals, we can take some example like fumes. Now, sometimes there are some fumes, some gases which are produced, and they are responsible for causing disease. If you remember Bhopal gas tragedy, where MIC was released, it's a chemical which was released outside. But when this chemical was inhaled, it was in the form of fumes. When it was inhaled, then it resulted into diseases. So, there can be chemicals which are outside but can affect us. There are chemicals which are inside our body, and if their concentration, their quantity changes, then that also results into diseases. So all these will come under chemical diseases or chemical agents. Next, nutritive agents. We know that we need a balanced diet. There should be proper quantity of proteins, fats, carbohydrates, minerals, vitamins. If proteins, carbohydrates are not in sufficient quantity, then we call it malnutrition. And there are diseases like kwashiorkor and marasmus. Minerals, if they are less, then that also results into diseases. Vitamins, if there is deficiency of vitamins, those also result into diseases. So those can be proteins, fats, carbohydrates, minerals, and vitamins. Like common diseases, like if there is deficiency of vitamin A, it results into night blindness. If there is deficiency of vitamin C, it results into scurvy. If there is deficiency of, say, iron mineral, then it results into anemia, because iron is essential for hemoglobin. If there is deficiency of iodine, it is going to affect thyroid. And if thyroid is affected, the hormone which is produced from thyroid, that is thyroxine, that will get affected. And these are anyways are most important things. Now let us come to the last, the fifth cause. We said there are 5 primary causes. So the fifth one is considered as biological, physical, chemical, and mechanical. Mechanical agents normally, or mechanical reasons or mechanical causes, are normally due to injury, or that result into injuries, dislocations, sprain. So whenever there is a mechanical cause, then that may result into injury. Like there can be a fracture, there can be dislocation of joints, there can be sprain in the muscle or ligament pull or something of that sort. So these are 5 primary causes of diseases. Now these 5 primary causes can get aggravated if there are few more things which get added into it. For example, if the hygiene is not proper, then any of these things can get further aggravated. If the person is not able to get pure water, sufficient water, proper food, balanced diet, then these primary things they get, or primary diseases caused by these agents, they get aggravated. So we divide the causes into these 5 categories, and the technical term that we use is etiology. So when we talk about specific terms related with human health and diseases, we have talked about causes. Like nutrition deficiency can be a cause. Then there is one more cause which can be added into this, and those are called lifestyle diseases. Now, lifestyle diseases, there is a substance or there is something which is going to affect one person but not others. For example, if there is a person who smokes, now this is a choice of that person, but those who are not smoking, they are not affected. So it is the lifestyle of that person who decides to smoke. Then the tobacco smoke, the carcinogen which is present in that smoke is obviously going to affect that person and maybe people around that person. So when we talk about those fumes here, that carbon monoxide and all those chemicals which are there in those that smoke which is exhaled, that can also result into diseases. So this is one term which we have taken and we have discussed it in more detail. In the next video, we'll talk about such terms and we will discuss them in details.